here we are. We're still in Colorado. We're taking a look at a few more sites around the state, and we are in Manassa, Colorado. And do you know why we're in Manassa, Colorado?
There's some kind of boxer guy here.
There is an iconic sports figure that was born in Manassa, Colorado that we're going to be taking a look at here down the road, and we're going to try to see if we can figure out exactly who this iconic sports figure was. So let's take a look around at the little town of Manassa. There's not very many people here. I think the last census was about 900 people. There's some really unique features about Manassa. In fact, I'll put up a map of Manassa. Manassa, when it was laid out, it's a 1 mile by 1 mile city. And what they have done is they have made 8 blocks east and west and 8 blocks north and south. So there's 64 square blocks in Manassa, and it shows up perfectly on the map. So I'll put the map in so you can see how Manassa was laid out. The San Luis Valley, which is where Manassa is located, it was actually settled because of its huge agricultural potential. Now, Manassa was also promised the railroad. So when the railroad was coming through here, or they were talking about the railroad coming through here, Manassa was promised that the railroad would come right through here. And unfortunately, they didn't uphold the bargain, and the railroad was actually put about 3 miles down the road in the small little town of Romeo, or Romeo, but one of the two. But it was put 3 miles down the road and missed the town of Manassa entirely. So pretty much left the town pretty much to its agricultural roots. So let's take a look and let's see if we can figure out who this iconic sports figure is that comes from this small little Colorado town in the San Luis Valley.
Okay.
All right, let's head on down the road. So join us. We're in the little town of Romeo, Colorado, or Romeo, Colorado. Not quite sure. Name actually comes from Romero. So it's either Romeo or it's Romeo. Not quite sure. But the reason why we're here is when the train actually did come through the San Luis Valley, it was supposed to come through Manassa. In fact, actually they were promised that the train was going to come through. But instead, the train actually came through the small little community of Romeo here. And you can see that the train tracks actually parallel the 285. So it missed the town of Manassa completely, leaving essentially Manassa isolated all unto itself to essentially become the farming community that it currently is. In the town of Romeo, or Romeo, we came across a World War II and a World War I memorial. So in thinking of Rock Dr. Dad, we always try to include him in all of our videos, and he is a World War II veteran, as you guys all know. So we're including the little monument here in Romeo, Colorado, in honor of Rock Dr. Dad, who couldn't be here with us today, but we're always thinking of you, Rock Dr. Dad. The San Luis Valley of central Colorado is an area that's surrounded by mountains, but the agriculture that is done in this valley is amazing. Here you can see one of the fields. It looks like it's just been cut, and the hay is on the ground drying before they bale it. But there is a lot of agriculture in the San Luis Valley. I just love these small little communities. Here is a community park right along Main Street with everything you need in it. It almost occupies one of those 64 blocks. So a couple of bathrooms, place that you can actually have a picnic lunch, and case for those rousing basketball games in the evening. You have a basketball court. Here's the small little post office in Manassa, Colorado. And this is what I guess would be considered downtown. Not much that is here in Manassa besides a few little businesses and the post office. And then a few homes between the post office and the town hall. And if you look down at the end of the road, that is the edge of town. You're out of town. So remember, it's 8 blocks wide and 8 blocks north and south. Oh, hey, this looks like a great spot to sit. I just gotta pause just really quick just for a second. This is a great piece of granite. And wow, look at this pegmatite that goes through here. That's not why I'm pausing, actually. A little bit more of a serious note. So make sure that you leave us a comment in this video. We love having all the comments. We read every one of them, and I personally respond to every comment that we get. Also, I dare you, make sure you hit that subscribe button. In fact, I double dog dare you. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get our subscribers up to over 1,000. That would be fantastic. So make sure, leave a comment, give us a big thumbs up, and make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. And look at this piece of granite. It is amazing. This pegmatite is absolutely stunning. Let's get back to the video. Well, if you haven't figured out by now, the iconic sports figure that we have come here to showcase here in Manassa, Colorado is none other than the legendary heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Jack Dempsey. Now, Jack Dempsey was born in Manassa, Colorado in 1895, and he wound up getting the title of heavyweight boxing champion of the world on July 4th, 1919. And right behind me, off over here, is the one-room home of Jack Dempsey. He was born here in this home. Now it has been relocated. In fact, it's been moved probably about 2 blocks to this city park. But that is the one-room home of Jack Dempsey here in Manassa, Colorado. Now he didn't stay here very long. I think they moved away when he was about 8. But he was born right here on this 8 block by 8 block city in the San Luis Valley, Manassa, Colorado. You see Rock Doctor son and Rock Doctor daughter going into the one-room home of Jack Dempsey where he was born. So let's go in and take a look and see what we can see on the inside. And it is open, so this is kind of a rarity. Most of the time we're in these places and they are closed. So let's go in and take a look and see what we can find. All right, so this is the one-room home that Jack Dempsey was born in, and it has been converted to a Jack Dempsey museum. There is Jack Dempsey pictures and memorabilia everywhere concerning the Manassa Mauler. And there he is right there. Here is a quilt that was made by Jack Dempsey's mother that they have in the museum here. So it would date back to at least 1895.
So much dessert is available because I'm a sugar freak, so to speak. You don't even have dessert nowadays, I don't think.
No, not very often. A lot of people skip dessert. So this is actually the restaurant menu for the restaurant he had in New York.
New York City for almost 40 years.
Now just remember, you can pause the video. So this pretty much tells the whole story of Jack Dempsey, starting his life here in Manassa, Colorado.
Yes.
Moving away when he said he was about 8 years old.
Yeah.
And then he spent time all over Colorado and obviously in New York with the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then he wound up
he hung out in Hollywood while he was still the champion.
Yep, he was in Hollywood.
After he lost the championship, then he liked New York City.
And I believe that now he is not buried in Manassa, correct?
Long Island, New York.
He is buried in Long Island, New York.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
He liked the big city.
In the fireplace, I'm assuming the fireplace is original. So this would have been the only.
I can't say that, but I would assume so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This would have been the only heat source. I'm assuming. This would have been the heat source for the home.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
So obviously the home has been relocated to the park. So I'm assuming that everything's been rebuilt in the home. But nonetheless, it would have had a fireplace, and
Yes.
it would have been the only heat that the Dempsey family would have had when Jack was small.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank Evelyn
Thank
for
you. This is
showing me
great.
around.
I'm glad you came to find us.
Well, and thank you for all of the reminiscing also about Arizona. That's really kind of neat to find that we had a common connection with
Yes.
my grandparents, Apache Junction, and you lived in Apache
Yes.
Junction at one
Oh,
point.
yeah.
But now here we are in Manassa, Colorado, and this is the one-room home of Jack
Yes.
Dempsey. And like I
Yes.
said, thank you for
This
showing me
is
around,
great.
and thank you for telling me a little bit of history about what's in here.
Yes. Yes. There's a lot of history here.
Yes. So we will get this out on YouTube, and hopefully
Okay.
people coming through Manassa, Colorado, make sure that you
great.
stop
Yes.
and make sure you come in and say hi to Evelyn. Say that you saw the video and mention the video, and then she'll give you a tour of this one room. I mean, it is stuffed full of memorabilia for Jack
Yes.
Dempsey. So,
Yes.
so anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
And there is his home. There's the fireplace on the outside, and then the back side of the home. It literally is it is a square one-room home that has been relocated to the community park here in Manassa, Colorado. The big sign that says, home of Manassa Mauler, Jack Dempsey. All right, we've all gotten back in the car, and according to Evelyn, the actual location of the one-room home is about 2 blocks behind me and about 2 blocks to the south. So let's go over and see if we can find roughly where Jack Dempsey was actually born here in Manassa. Now keep in mind, I said the town is only 8 blocks wide and 8 blocks north and south. So 8 blocks east and west, and 8 blocks north and south. So it's not going to be that much to drive over. So let's drive over and see if we can find the original location of the home for Jack Dempsey. All right, we've turned on 7th Street, and we are now heading down the 2 blocks, going to try to find the original location for the home. So here's 1 block, that's Smith Street. And then I'm assuming somewhere right in here is the location of the original Jack Dempsey home. So I'm thinking it would have been right here. So this is where the Jack Dempsey home would have been located, and they have relocated it back to the park. It may be a little coincidental, but 2 blocks down from Main, right where she said that the home would have been located, the street is named Jack Street. So Jack Dempsey, so was this street named after Jack Dempsey? I don't know, but the Jack Dempsey home would have been located somewhere in this general area. We were going to fly the drone out here at one of the locations. We're about 20 miles east of Manassa now, and the weather has turned, so we are not going to be flying the drone. But one of the other claims to fame of Manassa, Colorado, is Manassa is the site of a turquoise mine. Now, turquoise has been mined in this area for centuries by the indigenous groups that occupied the San Luis Valley. The turquoise was rediscovered in about 1890 by a gold prospector, and the family purchased the rights to the turquoise mine in 1890, and they have been mining it since the 1890s. Now, it is not open. In fact, actually it says there are security cameras in place, but this is the turquoise mine, Manassa Turquoise, out of the King mine, and it is world famous. It's typically a blue-green color, and it is spectacular. I'll put a picture of a piece of the Manassa turquoise in the video, but you can hear the thunder in the background. The weather is definitely closing in on us, so this is definitely not drone flying weather. So, but here is the turquoise mine just east of Manassa, Colorado. And one more look at the approaching storm, and we got to get out of here because we're off on a dirt road, so we're going to be leaving here before we get mired in the mud. Well, thanks everybody for coming along on our little adventure today as we investigated Manassa, Colorado. So here I am with Rock Doctor Daughter. What'd you think of the iconic sports figure?
I learned a lot.
Learned a lot. So now what's really intriguing about all of this is Rock Doctor Dad, my dad, your grandpa, he actually remembers when Jack Dempsey was fighting. And he actually, when I talked to him last night, he actually said, oh yeah, I remember Jack Dempsey. He was quite the boxer. Well, he was world heavyweight champion. So if you're ever in Manassa, Colorado, make sure that you visit Evelyn in the museum at the Jack Dempsey Little Park, and you can actually see his one-room home that he was born in. So Manassa, Colorado is basically just south of Alamosa. So here we are, and who would have thought that we would have been taking a look at Jack Dempsey?
No.
Let me ask you, did you know who Jack Dempsey was before we even stopped?
Nope.
She's a little young, so I knew Jack Dempsey, so heavyweight boxer. So all of those boxing fans out there, you got to come to Manassa, Colorado and see the birthplace of Jack Dempsey. Well, until next time, our adventure takes us who knows where, and we're going to hopefully pick up Rock Doctor Dad here pretty soon, but till next time, don't take a trip, let the trip take you. Let's do that again. Don't take a trip.
Let the trip take you.
We'll be seeing you on down the road. Oh, and remember to like, comment, and
Subscribe.
we always like to read the comments. We appreciate all the comments, so make sure you leave us a comment about Jack Dempsey and what you liked most about Manassa. It's Manassa. Manassa. All right, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. We really would appreciate it. Well, until next time, guys, we'll see you on down the road.
We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine.